Damn it. I just here. Hold on a second. What's up, y'all? I'm here. Hi, everybody. Markel on time for a live. Oh my goodness gracious! Yes, honey. The sky gonna open up and the rain gonna fall, and I don't know what else is gonna happen, but Markel is here, honey. Hey, everybody. What's going on? What's going up? Oh, thank you. You know, this is my Juvia's place, honey. This is my Juvia's place on the lips. Okay, y'all. What's up, Abby, Sherry, little baby, China? I already spoke to Markel. Hey, Jonathan. What's up, babe? Hey, Brandon. Y'all, Cortez is in the house. China Black. I don't know if I already... Oh, Lord, listen. Me and this microphone are having a problem today. What's going on with this thing? Y'all, this microphone is... Anyway. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Zach. Alikala. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know I'm a little late than normal. Listen, let me tell y'all what had just happened over at my place of residence. You ready? With your new hair. I saw your new hair.
Don't do that. Don't do that. First of all, I'm scanning these comments, and okay, never mind. There's about to be a problem.
No, it wasn't.
It really was. It really was. Not if he didn't speak at all.
It wasn't gonna be a problem because if you didn't see it, I had seen it. So now, oh, I like the eye. That is pretty.
I'm not pretty.
Eye is pretty. I'm not staying long because I need to watch Basketball Wives. Don't need you to spoil it. It ain't nothing to spoil. It's the same shit. It's literally the exact same episode as last week and the week before that and the week before that. So yeah. You good and green for you know what? I forgot all about when I didn't forget it was St. Patrick's Day because my aunt's birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. So I wish her a happy birthday this morning, which she ain't responded to, by the way. I'm gonna have to give her a call, honey. But I didn't think about putting on anything green when I left the house this morning. I don't even know. Like I have a cat in a hat. A green eggs and ham Dr. Seuss green shirt. But other than that, I can't think of nothing else green that I have.
I have a green shamrock panties that I got from Splendy's.
Well, you got your green covered. And won't nobody know that but you and Jonathan. Because none of the rest of us need to know.
I'm not fooling. I'm not. I promise I'm not.
You're right, DC. That's what she's giving me. She's giving me I'm every woman vibes today. Come on. I'm every woman.
Oh, I can set trees. They come down to the trees.
Hey.
Put confusion in your mind.
Hey.
Hey, Mackenzie,
you got strep throat? I'm so sorry, babe.
Who got the strepus?
Mackenzie got the strepus throat. So let me tell y'all what's going on over here. So for the last, so y'all know that I rented out my basement to Patricia, my AKA my producer. So when she moved in, long story short, somehow or another, the internet situation got crazy, and they ended up upgrading our service because we were trying to get something added with new people in the house. We were trying to, anyway, they ended up upgrading the service. Well, in the midst of upgrading the service, it is the worst that it has ever been. I have lived in my house for almost 10 years, and I've had the same internet service for all 10 years, and I ain't never had a problem. The only time my internet was cut off is if I didn't pay the bill, okay? Well, this last year, the internet has become an issue. At first, I was like, well, so many people working from home, maybe they've got to do some upgrades to the bandwidth. Maybe they got to do some things. I don't understand, all of the fiber optic cable situation, but I do know that, literally overnight, we had millions of people working from home that weren't working from home, myself included. My niece was here, all of that, right? So when we would have these little outages, I was like, okay, we got to get, it is what it is, But lately, it's been getting worse instead of better. And I'm like, well, first of all, people are going back to work. So whatever problems we was having back in April, May, June of last year really should be getting better. Two, I'm going to need y'all to have figured out the problem by now. Like, whatever the issue was, I'm going to need y'all to have figured that shit out by now. So today, the internet is cut off again for like the third or fourth time in the last couple of weeks. Niecy got kicked out of a meeting at work. I couldn't get work done. Right. So finally I said, you know what? I'm done. Like, I've been threatening to do this, but I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead. Hey, boo. I didn't know if you were working or not.
I am. I just have a quick few moments, but hey.
Hey. Okay. Well, thank you for spending your break time with us. Hey, Dominique. I'm telling them the story about my internet. So I called Verizon. No, we have Xfinity right now. So I called Verizon. They were like, oh, we can be there on Friday to set you up. I was like, cool, that works, Friday. So I told Pat, because the internet is in her name, I said, Pat, go on and cancel the internet for Saturday. Because at first she was going to do it for Friday. I said, do it for Saturday, just in case they don't show up or it's some hoo-ha-ha. Show up and do it on Saturday. So she called them to cut it off. Why they cut it off today?
That's about right. That sounds right.
So, so then, we had to get real, what. So Abby is...
You had to get black like this.
Yeah, black like this and not like this. So Abby is texting me like, you not live? I was like, girl.
I was like, oh my God. I was just checking. I thought I was tripping.
But those two blacks look the same, though. Those two blacks look the same, though.
They look the same? Okay. So black
on Really B, on Really B, they look the same.
So, needless to say, that's what I've been doing
What?
for 20 minutes is getting my intranet cut back on. So that's what it is, y'all.
I hope you cussed them out and said, who the hell told you bastards?
Well, my thing is,
turn my damn internet off.
Right, because of course they tried to talk her out of it. And well, it was only off for a few minutes. She was like, first of all, that's a lie. Second of all, this time. Like, I don't care if it was off for 15 minutes. I was at work. Like, and again, if this were the first time, it'd be one thing, but this has been going on for months. So anyway, that's what's been going on, y'all. I was going to ask El Teddy how his day was, but since he wanted, I'm going to just come. How's your day, Abby? I see you got the new her, so that your day was good. You got the new her.
Happy Stimulation Day to everyone. Amen. Amen. Because the government...
For those of us who were stimulated.
Right, because the government stimulated me and my daughter.
I got a cash out from you good and early this morning.
You did. You and my mama. First of all, listen, before I did anything, I said a prayer. Oh God, I thank you so much for this blessing. Once I talked to my daughter and realized she had got stimulated as well, and it seems that I had gotten double for my trouble. I'm gonna let you disseminate that for yourself.
I know you. Yeah.
And so I said, okay, Jesus. I said, thank you. Thank you, God. And then I promptly paid my tithes.
Yes.
Of the first fruits, I paid my tithes.
Amen.
And then I said, oh, let me slide her for our little weekend at Bernie's. Let me slide that on.
Right. That's what I heard my cash app go off this morning. I was like, the fuck? I said, oh, Abby got stimulated this morning. Abby got stimulated.
Not, y'all is stupid.
Oh, y'all. Yes, honey. That's exactly what it is, y'all. That's exactly what it is.
I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, I know that's right. Xavier paid off the rest of his tuition and bought him an iPad and some AirPods.
Come on. Yeah, strong day. Listen, I'm because Saturday is going to be my self-care day. It's going to be the things that like I want to do for myself. I'm contemplating nails because I really like my press-ons right now because they be on. And then when I get irritated,
You can take them all.
I can pop it right off, and it don't be an issue. Right, and then I'd be back to my and then if I have my fuss, okay. Neither here nor there.
I got a scare day coming up, but it's not because I got stimulated. It's just because it's that time. It's time for the fill in. I need to fill in.
My feet need to be touched.
Yep. I need my feet need some attention.
I need my eyebrows.
Y'all know I get the hair did every 2 weeks. So
bundles have been purchased.
All right, praise them.
I'm just waiting for them to show up. Listen, let me tell you how good God is. These are the last pair of contacts that I had.
Oh,
thank God for stimulation. Because I was able to, because they're $100 a box.
Ooh,
for my contacts, and I was able to get two boxes, and they'll be here by this weekend. So I just need these to hold on a couple more days, and then I can throw y'all in the trash.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
El Teddy, how has your day been today, sir?
My day has been long, bothersome, and I am tired and fatigued and ready to go home. But I got about a good 4 more hours before that happens.
Oh, you got the West Coast tonight then.
Now you tired. Oh, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry.
So real quick, because I know we only have you for a few minutes, and I have not seen your review yet. Real quick, tell me about your thoughts on Queen Sugar, sir. Your thoughts.
Was the wedding nice?
It was a good escape from the norm, and they gave us a good Black family just going away into a bubble in the midst of fuck shit and fuckery and enjoying a good time.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that I took only 2 things away from this episode. One was the conversation that Vi had with Darla's mom about Blue.
Yes,
that's gonna come up
again.
Up.
Yeah, that's definitely setting some stuff up.
That's a setup. And then I found it interesting that excuse my background. I found it interesting that last week Ralph Angel prayed or talked to his posthumous father. Then we had the big wedding, and then you had Nova at the end of this episode go to the grave and talk to her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was some foreshadowing because she was asking for strength and stuff like that. So something big is about to happen with her as well. So I'm curious to see. Other than that, it was they got it right like they normally do. The only thing that did not make sense to me was you don't get cremated that fast. Well, you get cremated, but you don't get the ashes that fast.
I'm gonna push back on that one, and the only reason why I'm gonna push back on that is because literally that just happened to me. I told you guys a week or so ago, one of my friends from college died. Literally, she died on Monday. Her mother had her cremated on Tuesday. It is literally, I don't know if it's
no. You can get cremated, but what I'm saying is it takes them a while to give you the ashes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The ashes. Okay. They can cremate you the same day, but they don't give you those ashes. It got to take a while for it to cool off. It take a while. They got to go through certain paperwork and something. It take them a couple weeks before they give you the ashes.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. He was talking as if, because that morning she was talking about getting arrangements together. Then he said, "Oh, she wanted to be cremated." Then he was telling Ralph Angel, "Oh, I spread the ashes over the lake." Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, that." And then you still had enough time to drive a couple hours back down to the wedding.
That's true. No, that's true. You're right. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, you're right.
That don't happen like that.
Yeah. You're right, because we had the memorial service for my grandmother before we actually had her ashes. That is true. Yeah, that is true. I got you now. I'm with you now. I'm with you. For me, I felt the same way. I said that in my review. I like the fact that we only had the family there. Even as much as I love Mr. Prosper, it was only the family and their significant others. So of course the cop was there because he's with, he came with,
I can't stand white boy cop, and I hope that they even introduced that. The fact that they talked about them getting married just bothered my spirit.
Okay, we got it. But I'm just saying that I appreciated the fact that it was literally just family. There really was nobody else, again, other than significant others, that was there. And so for that, I felt like that was a moment. I agree with you, Xavier. I loved Ava's dress. I thought that was a moment. And I'm with you, and I put that in my review as well, El Teddy. There is a storm of brewing with Darla's mom in blue. I feel like we're gonna get some interference from her. She already talking about bringing that boy to DC and sending him to Sidwell Friends and all that good stuff. And so I
I
feel like she's
mean,
gonna try to do
in
it.
my estimation, I don't think that St. Joseph may have the type of school that can really cultivate and meet the needs of Bloom. But I don't think he need to go to DC. I think he can go to New Orleans and maybe stay with his aunt Nova, who's not that far away, just a drive away, and maybe
Right.
they can find a good school there. But
Well,
by no means should he be going all the way to DC.
right. And remember, with that first prep school that what's the face went to before he wanted to, live life on the other side and go to public school. So I agree with you. The regular school may not be on par with what Blue needs, but I agree he does not necessarily go to DC either. So that's definitely going to be something that's brewing there. And then if you pay, I know you did, El Teddy, but I'm talking about for the people and for the other people. If you paid attention to the previews for next week, this was sort of the calm before the storm as well, because this gave you a whole feel good moment. And then next week we're going to get into George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. And so we definitely are going to see some things revving up. Some stuff revving up. Little baby, I don't think that they're trying to get Darla and Ralph Angel to move to DC because she ain't say nothing about them. She talked about Blue. I think but I will say this, and by next year being the final season, maybe not. I mean, I'm sorry, by them already renewing for next year. I didn't mean final season. I think we might see a showdown where maybe they allow Blue to move to DC for this quote unquote opportunity. I think we might see it. I don't know if we are or not. A lot of times with children actors, they do things like that to so that they're not necessarily on the show as much the older they get. They come up with these creative ways. I know that's like coming outside of the box, but it'll be interesting. I definitely think we're revving up for that though. I definitely
Do you think they're revving up to maybe fast forward to the last season and then he be?
I don't think they're going to necessarily fast forward him, but I do think if the show continues, I see them setting up, because they're setting him up to be this child genius. And I definitely see them setting up, we need to put him in the best opportunity. And it may or may not, like El Teddy said, it may or may not be in St. Joseph's. Now, it could very easily be in New Orleans, but it may or may not be in St. Joseph's. Now, I don't know. I also feel like I see a pregnancy coming with Darla. Maybe not this season, but maybe next season. I definitely feel like I see a pregnancy coming. Anyway, I felt the same way. I thought it was a feel good. I think they did a really good job of it. I love the music. I love how they infused the music into it. And the wedding song, I didn't realize that is Niecy Nash's wife. That's her song, and that's the song that she actually wrote for their wedding.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Is that the one that Kiki Wyatt sang at their wedding? Is the song that she wrote, or is that something different?
It's one of her songs. Listen, her wife is a songwriter, so it's one of the songs.
Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
I think they said Nova was pregnant last year, so we might be looking at a little bit of pregnancy weight, maybe. I think they said last year, not during the filming, but she actually had a baby last year, the woman who plays Nova. So I agree. She in some scenes.
Wait a minute, isn't Ratina Wesley a whole lesbian in real life? The actress that played. I mean, that doesn't mean she can't have a baby. She can have artificial insemination. You're right. Let me not.
Well, she could have done it the old-fashioned way. I mean, she still could have done it the old-fashioned way.
I mean, I feel like if she has a whole wife, does she really want to do it the old-fashioned way? Like, there's.
I mean, they did it on Queer.
That may have been easier,
Okay, Queer as Folk is a whole television show, but real life, If you married to a woman, you ain't gonna be okay with your woman having some man shove his peen up her
No,
cooch.
nobody said nothing about shoving nobody's peen anywhere.
She
I'm
said
just
the old
saying,
fashioned way.
Why do you always have to go to the extreme?
I
You
I
said the old
meant that
fashioned way.
I meant like not by in vitro, but not necessarily. She doesn't necessarily have to have sex with
Hey, Carla.
anyone
Hey,
in
boo.
order to get pregnant
I understand
without
that, but when she said the old fashioned way, the old fashioned way is
the old
shoving a peen in
fashioned way
someone's cooch.
for the lesbians is the turkey baster. That's what I thought. That's immediately where my mind went when she said it.
First of all, I don't think anything involving lesbians can be considered old fashioned.
Why not? Oh,
Why
the
not?
lesbians has been here since the beginning of
I'm
time,
about to
just
say
like
that
the rest of the
lesbians
spectrum.
I
What you
are.
mean?
understand that they've been here since the beginning of time, but when we think old fashioned way, we're thinking coitus, okay? Coitus. Coitus.
Not when you're
Coitus.
talking about lesbians. You don't.
Anyway, I don't know how we went down that rabbit hole. Come back. Let's just come back.
Yeah,
All I'm
because
saying
there's
is I heard that she was, and I don't even know that to be true. I just read that somewhere that, y'all leave these comments under my videos, and I think somebody left that. I do know that the woman who plays Charlie, she was pregnant at the beginning of filming for this season, and she actually lost the baby during quarantine. She
Oh,
went
no.
public. She posted that on her Instagram a couple of days ago, and she gave this whole story about how excited she was and how she was thinking about what they would have to do to hide her pregnancy for the filming of season 5 and all of these different things. And then they got shut down because of COVID and during COVID. And she went through the pain, of losing the baby. And she said, I said I would speak on it when I could talk about it without crying. And so she did a really good post about what she went through.
I
But
saw that. I saw that post. Amira Van just had her baby. What, last month? I think it
who is
was
that?
in the one who plays Parker.
Oh, yeah.
She had her baby
So,
the end of February, like
well,
after
this
the first
water down
episode.
to the Queen Sugar. Good Lord.
Yeah, it was she because she was pregnant during the filming as well, and she
Yeah.
ended up having her baby. I think right after the first episode.
Yeah, that's
So
why I know, yeah, that's why they had to write her off the way they did. Um so with that being said, I'm with you, El Teddy. I definitely think they gave us a break. They gave us a real good feel good moment. I think they got it right. I mean, some of it was a little unrealistic as far as how fast everything came together, but I'm gonna let them have it. I'm gonna just gonna let them have it. Um, you build a trellis in one day and get your outfit together and your son's outfit together. You know what I'm saying? You did all that in one day,
yeah,
and
it was a bit rushed. I gave them a pass on that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
Because
feel like they
normally,
could have given us 2 or 3 days, and it still would have had the same.
right, because they woke up that morning and they're talking about, oh, I didn't know I was gonna wake up this morning and have my daughter or whatever's wedding, which I
Right,
think it sounds cute, but it's a little disrespectful to your family members because you don't know what people could have had work they couldn't get off of, doctor's appointments. You never really know. And even during COVID, people were working
yeah. Even during COVID, people had stuff to do.
from
Yeah,
home, and a lot of people was like, "Well, I can't just be getting off work like that."
yeah. So I feel like they could have given us 2 or 3 more days, but other than that. Right. Mr. Prosper said, just bring me back a cake and a plate because, I don't like people like that right now. Mr. Prosper said, no, I'm good right here. I'm good right here.
The Lord ain't confirmed that in my spirit, so I'ma just be back here at the house, y'all.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, child. Anyway, moving on. All right. I want to, and El Teddy, I know you're down there in the mix of it. I just want to send a prayer out for the city of Atlanta. We know the massacre, and I'm gonna call it a massacre that happened last night. Um, Essentially, and El Teddy, you're there, so you may be getting more information on the ground. But essentially, we have a white terrorist, and that's what I'm going to call him, a terrorist. Seek out, in my opinion, seek out Asian American victims, and went on a killing spree last night at area massage parlors down in the Atlanta area. I had my suspicions on some things, but I'll just wait and see how things unfold. I
He
don't think
said
it's
he was on his way to Florida to
yeah,
to keep
yeah,
killing them,
yeah.
and
I
he
don't
said
think
that he
black.
told police that he was doing it because he had a porn fetish with Asian women and he wanted to do away with them so that he can keep having this issue or this fetish or this whatever addiction he had to porn and stuff. That was his whole reasoning behind it.
I find it okay.
That don't even make no damn sense.
Do I want to go down this
Here's a
road?
couple things. Well, let me go down the road before I have to get off real fast.
Okay, go ahead.
One,
Okay, go
the
ahead.
fact that he's still alive is,
Well,
I'm not going to say that.
It's about white. That's
We
about
already
white.
know. We
Mhm.
already know.
Right. So we can go down that road. But I think it speaks to the fact that too, there is this stereotype of Asians that they're always, wealthy, well-to-do, and so forth, not knowing that there's a large number of the Asian population that is, just trying to make it like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? They ain't over here living the life of Riley like the people on Bling's Empire. They around here working at Mei Ling's nail shop, or they around here doing, all kinds of therapies and stuff like that. Like these people just trying to make it. So I think that you know, sometimes, there's this whole stereotype, and so I feel like what's going to end up happening is there will be this rush to make this, and it's a horrific thing. Let me not depreciate the horrificness of it, but I really feel like had this been a massacre with a group of African American or Black people, they wouldn't have been. It would have been a different way that it was reported on, looked at, or even the amount of time that was spent on it.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I agree and disagree with everything. I agree and disagree with what you said. The part that I agree with is we know that it would have been a different story had that been a black suspect versus a white suspect. We know it would have been a different story had those been black victims. We saw what happened with the massacre in South Carolina church where they took the boy to go get some Burger King on his way to jail. So we absolutely know that there would be a difference there. The part that I disagree on is the coverage. Because I feel like in South Carolina we got the coverage. I just think that the spin is different, but we definitely got the coverage. I mean, we were excuse me, it was round the clock coverage just like they're doing this. I
Well,
think
that's because you were in a church and these people were at we'll call it a massage parlor. This is Atlanta, where massage parlors do a whole lot more than just massages.
that ain't just Atlanta, that's everywhere.
But we
But
talking,
but what I'm saying is I agree with what you're saying. What all I'm saying is I think I and this is my opinion. I think with the 24-hour news cycle, I think we definitely would have still gotten the coverage. But I do think a lot of the optics would have been different. And I find it very interesting that we're starting to get all these stats and data on crimes against Asian Americans that were not
but
necessarily.
I think we're saying the same thing really be. I'm not saying that there wouldn't be coverage. I'm saying the way it's being covered would have been differently. Oh, I agree with you totally. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that there wouldn't be coverage. Oh, there would be. But the spin and the take that they would have on said coverage would be completely different.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
But
It's
I
like
agree
Because
with you. There would be
if it was
coverage.
us at a massage parlor getting killed, it would have been our fault for being
yeah,
for being there.
yeah.
They would have somehow looped it
And
around to all of it being our fault.
I find it very interesting that they're being very careful to not go. Well, at least the news reports that I've watched are being very careful to not go down that road. But I feel like if that had been some black people, it would have been an assumption. Oh, they were doing more than getting massages. Oh, this is a known drug sex bin. Like I feel like the coverage would have been like, really, really,
It absolutely would have.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
absolutely would have.
Yeah. So yeah, but definitely prayers go out. You don't wish it on anybody. You know that it's going to be a lot on the families, and you want them to go through what they need to go through and process what they need to process. Um, I'm glad that they have the suspect in custody. At least that's one less thing people have to worry about because, like El Teddy said, he was on his way down to Florida, and his intention was to just keep it moving until I guess either he got killed or got arrested or whatever. The cops are saying, well, it is racially motivated, whatever. Whatever. The cops can say what they want to say. Hey, Miss Honey. Hey, babes. So yeah, so there's.
I know the cops didn't say it's not racially. I know that's not what they said. I know that's not.
Well, I heard that earlier that they're trying to say that this isn't, racially motivated. Whatever.
So the man who said he was going to the Asian place because he had a fixation on Asian people was not racially motivated. Is that
well,
what you?
Technically, well, let me be honest. They did say it's too early in the investigation for us to put that on there. That's what you said.
Well, if it walks like a duck, okay. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna just leave it right
there. All right. Well, we got an update on the talk, but Chad, I'm tired of talking about the talk. We'll do them at the end. We'll do them at the end because I'm talking about the talk. I'm actually talking about the next topic, but we're gonna go ahead because I feel like this is the last time I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not reviewing it. I'm done. It is over for me. What's up, y'all? He there. He'll be back whenever.
All right, here he is.
Hey.
What's up, Yakratis?
Hello.
Hey, so of course, y'all know if y'all see Yakratis, y'all know we're gonna be talking about shows.
I would just like to say I was going to watch your review, and then I saw that it was 48 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably had more substance than the actual. I was because I had watched Terrence on his live, and my nerves were so up. I got 3 minutes into Scotty's review, and he was screaming at the tip of his lung. I said, I can't. I was emotionally traumatized. I couldn't do it. I was like, I can't. I can't. Maybe I'll go back and watch it later on before I fall asleep.
When I did the review, I made it very clear, like, we gonna be here for a minute because it's a lot that I need to break down. So, and I made it be clear, like, this is going to be a long video, probably going to be longer than the actual damn episode. And then not just that, I had family over. So in the midst of that, and us talking about real, stuff, the fullness of my Chicago dialect came out. So by the time I got to the review, y'all didn't get this particular version of my voice.
Oh, no.
And I was drunk too. So y'all,
Oh yeah, I'm really going. Okay, now I'm definitely going back to watch it.
I just say, yeah, we definitely got to go back and
we'll go back and watch it now.
So y'all know we talking about the train wreck that is Basketball Wives. Okay, now let me say this because I literally been running all day. I had like 4 or 5 things to do today, and then I came home and had the whole internet issue. So explain to me. I saw a little bit of Terrence's live. So Ebby and Scotty, Ebby and y'all, give me the synopsis of where we are, where Terrence was, why did Scotty started off by screaming? Like, why?
I don't know why Scotty was screaming. Like, he was screaming, like he was just like screaming, cursing the whole, like it was like a full-blown curse out, his whole thing. Like, I was like, oh my God, that's where we're going. Like, I felt like I was very even keel in my review. At the end, when I gave my final thoughts, I kind of took Miss Jackie to task with a how dare you try and invalidate somebody's experience. Don't do that. Like, you cannot agree with and not see it from the same point of view, but don't ask her to invalidate how she feels or what she went through. I'm sorry. Wait, I don't know how to make it stop. Stop talking. Ugh. Okay. Jesus. But the thing, first of all, I was twofold because I gave it on both ends. I gave some to Miss Jackie for how dare you. I gave some to Stiff Neck. What's her name? Shawnee. I gave some to Shawnee because if you had just taken your raggedy ass over to the house and did like Malaysia did and say, I don't want you to feel like this. I want to work it out. Please, let's come to a meeting of a mind. Let's have a conversation. Let me apologize if I have done something to offend and or hurt you so we can get to a better place. If Shawnee had just done that, now I'm not going to put Evelyn into this because there's an active lawsuit and I don't know what can and can't be done when there's an active lawsuit happening at the time. So I don't know if she's allowed to speak to her with there being an active lawsuit or not. So I left Evelyn completely out of the equation because of the lawsuit. But you cannot tell me you as a so-called executive producer can't put on your big girl panties, go over to them people's house, especially if, has she had an outright altercation with her?
Who?
Stephanie.
Hell no.
Okay, so why, I don't understand why you can't, you seem to be the oldest of all of these people. Why don't you have sense? And is that wrong? She's not the oldest? I feel like neither here nor yeah. I felt like you are supposed to be an executive producer on this show. These are real serious allegations that can follow someone and ruin their career and follow them for the rest of their life. So that have real world, real life applications and consequences outside of this little funky ass reality show. So why didn't it behoove you to put on your big girl panties, suck it up, and go over to that house and talk to that woman like you got some fucking sense? I don't understand why you couldn't. I'm just going home because this is not my peace bubble and I can't do. But if you don't take your raggedy egg, if you can lay under Shaq's 700-foot, 900-pound ass and take a 12-pound, 13-inch dick in order to have 16 kids, then you can go over to that woman's house and be like, I understand that you feel that we have done you wrong. I just want to get to a meeting of the minds where you feel better about the situation. This feels better out there. We holding each other accountable and we are being grown women about this. And if we have done something that is indeed colorist, that we can speak to it and correct the behavior so there can be a genuineness of this sisterhood between all of us. That's at this point, that's where I am with it right now. Even if OG wasn't open to it, even if she gave you nasty attitude, if you were genuinely thinking that you did not do anything that was racist or colorist to this woman, then there should have been no reason why you couldn't have went over to that girl, to that house and sat down and talked to that woman and said, well, I don't see it as this. This is how I felt about the situation. Now, here's my little piece for OG. Ma'am, someone talking about your shoes being 2 sizes too big and your toes clinging on to the outside of them shoes for dear life is not colorist. Someone talking about how you dress and that you have your boobs hanging out the side of your clothes, that's not colorist. If somebody doesn't find you aesthetically appeasing to their eyesight, that's not necessarily colorist. It may have nothing to do with your skin. It just may be your face and what your face looks like. And it's not aesthetically pleasing to them in that manner. You maybe blend that fucking highlighter some fucking time, you probably wouldn't have half them issues. I need you. I really, she does not listen. She already got you down pat where you can see her from Mars. So we're not even going to do that. I really need you to understand what colorism is and isn't. Because right now, from what you have said and what they have shown us, your definition of colorism is that if any light-skinned person says anything derogative to a dark-skinned person, regardless of the reason for them saying it, it's colorist. And that is not how that works. Words mean things, and that's not what that word means. It's not necessarily just because I am lighter skinned and I say to you, your outfit is hideous, you might need to go back and try that again. That has nothing to do with your skin color. Has nothing. That's not colorist. That's just, I just don't like your outfit. That's all that is. It's just your outfit is shitty. Change your clothes. You look crazy. That's not what it is. So I have OG. I believe OG does need to talk to some. I believe all them bitches need to sit on somebody's couch for real, for real. If we want to really talk about people needing therapy, all these bitches have issues and they need to sit down on somebody's sofa and for real, talk it out and hash it out and get their lives together. Because they don't have no coping skills. None of them can't take nothing. Like they can't take no criticism. Like I don't understand. How did you get to this big age and be this damaged? You don't have any coping skills. You can't take no amount of criticism from anyone about anything. You can't come to no resolution. You can't give an apology. You can't accept an apology. Even when someone comes to you in what seems like a genuine fashion and says, hey, I want to correct the behavior because I don't want this to happen again because I don't want you to be hurt. Please tell me what I did so I can correct the behavior. You can't even speak. You can't even get past your hurt feelings to come to some kind of middle ground, even if somebody is seemingly coming to you in a genuine fashion. Like I don't, and please, nobody talk to me about no 55-minute recording they have because I didn't listen to that shit and I'm not going to listen to that shit. Whatever they put on this funky ass little TV show, that's all I saw. And that's all I'm speaking to. All of them motherfuckers need therapy. All of them need to go lay on their face at the altar and repent. All of them. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I felt like it was a lot on my.
It was a lot. I feel like you just gave us your whole review. Okay, yeah.
So what exactly that's gonna be because Abby just took it all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Now we back at center, and I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. Because that thing, that aggravated me. And for Jackie to get up there at the end and be like, well, you can't just talk to them and tell them that it wasn't you. Maybe you thought it was colorism. Okay. No, bitch, don't invalidate her experience.
So, okay, I think I remember now. So I really cannot speak to Terrence and what he feels. I know with the live that he did today, it was him waking up because he was called in. And you know, when you wake up, you know, we tend to look at our phone and see, you know, what's crack-a-lacking. I guess he saw a whole lot of comments that didn't quite sit well in his spirit and felt that he needed to address it on his live. That when it comes to Scotty and his review, one thing about Scotty and myself, both have watched this in the entire franchise, both Miami, LA, and then, you know, the merger of the two, which is what we have now from inception. So obviously we're a little bit more invested in it than other people. And because we've been through this whole entire journey, it's a lot of small little nuances and things that have happened over the years that lead us to go a certain way. And because Scotty has had and I'm not trying to speak for Scotty, y'all, I'm not trying to do that, but because he does have a history of, you know, dealing with being bullied, that also triggered him in one of those in a way such as someone is being bullied, and when that person reacts, everyone else did not see what happened to cause that trigger. All you're seeing is the manifestation of, well, pretty much all me probably about to whoop your ass. So I get on. So that's kind of where their headspaces were. Now with me, I was on one last night. I was on the fuck one because in watching it, mind you, I understand that you two ladies are not going to watch the stuff that's been posted. I haven't gotten to it yet because I've been between cooking and trying to moderate people and shit. I ain't had time to listen to it. But in watching it, I could tell when things are being cut up to fit a certain narrative. And again, for those that do reality television, you got to understand, whatever you give them, they can and will use, manipulate, and splice it to fit whatever narrative they want to push. It's Rocks had even said when she did one of the Love and Hip Hop reunions, they've constantly used that footage of her on subsequent reunions. So it happens. So you could have sat here and cut somebody out, all the way in episode 1, but now they're somewhere using it in episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave it to them. Unfortunately, you get that.
Right, but they can only use what's given to them.
So I get it. I do get it, but I did not like the setup. I did not like how this thing was maneuvering. I did not like how LaQuisha with her ghetto Compton ass, as Terrence like to say, how you really want me to believe that you had to wait for your vehicle to get there. That's why you and Kristen are sitting in the vehicle, ear hustling. I'm not stupid. I'm not fucking stupid.
That car was parked in the garage. What was they waiting on?
Because a scene was being shot, and they were there to be the do girls that they were, to sit here and get what they needed to take it back to their boss. All the hell that was. And then I know a lot of people kept getting tied up on the whole colorism thing. When she said there is an issue of colorism in the group, she did not sit here and say, you're colorist and you're colorist and I'm colorist. It's an issue within the group, not saying that you contribute to it, but it exists in the group. But to take that and say, oh, well, she just called me colorist. No, you're taking what somebody said and manipulating it into what you want it to be. That's not what the woman said. Not at all. So it was a whole lot of that. And then with Jackie, for those of y'all who didn't catch it, all of what Jackie did at the end of the episode, this was all for one thing. Fuck this show. It's about the show. Jackie didn't care about, oh, it's a sisterhood. No, what she talking about is, I'm trying to save this job. I'm trying to save this franchise. This is free money. So Shani go sit here and pay me to come up here and just act a crazy fool, and I get paid for it, and I really ain't got to work. She's trying to save that. This ain't have nothing to do with no damn sisterhood. And that's all I got to say about that, because I don't want to get too
right. Yeah. Listen, I'm not mad. Some people do a lot of things to hold on to a lot of jobs. So I can't even be, rent come due every month.
Well, I mean, look, Erykah Badu said it best.
Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Listen.
So I'm not judging for that. It's just, in watching it, it's hard for me to just look at it from the lens that everybody else do. Because when I watch it, because I've watched so much reality television, mm-hmm. I know what's being produced. I know what's being spliced. I know, oh, so we're really trying to push a narrative here. Oh, so this is why this happened. And it doesn't make it enjoyable for me. And then, of course, in my review, I had to go down a whole history lesson. I ain't doing that today. Y'all can watch my review for it. But we down a whole... Look, it was that. That's why the video was long.
I feel like they tried to set up that thing with the new girls and OG to it was kind of to say that even if the colorist stuff was true, well, she's no angel. She does shit too. It's kind of what it came. That's how it came off to me. Mm-hmm. Is to say that we know OG's attitude is funky. We know that she can get out of pocket and slick at her mouth real quick. And now there's two instances where she's trying to maneuver stuff behind the scenes. One where whoever sold the girl the bleaching cream gave her some receipts about Malaysia buying bleaching cream or bleaching her skin or whatever. And then the whole, she was trying to get that girl onto the reunion to ambush Phoebe and spill whatever tea it is about.
That's right. No, because the only person that really has that much pull to be able to bring somebody on a reunion is Shani, and maybe Evelyn because of proximity. And because of how this, now if this is on like a Zeus network or whatever, that probably could happen. This is on a syndicated show on Viacom, VH1.
But do you think maybe she presented that idea to production and they saved them in their back pocket for later to pull it out and do an end run? Do an end run around.
Production has a list of these girls. OG was supposed to have been known seasons ago, and they wanted her to come in and go at Evelyn because she used to mess with Chad. Now that didn't come out until OG's second season. So they already know who is intertwined with who. So regardless, those girls would have came on the show anyway, especially with Shani knowing that this season wasn't finna be shit, and we got to sit here and try to create drama in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It was gonna happen anyway. So that's why I don't believe that it. I can't now. I'm not gonna say OG probably. If OG probably could have, I don't put shit past nobody. So OG probably was trying to campaign to get old girl to come. But I'm gonna say this, regardless of the fact, she hit her, ain't she? So then that means that one of y'all lying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, OG did confirm that she had spoken to the girl previously.
Mm-hmm.
And they had talked about Phoebe and Lance and whatever. So I don't know if that gives any credence to whatever storyline that they try to manufacture. All I know is that I haven't had any feelings one way or the other towards Shani or Evelyn in this particular season, because they've just been like satellites for all of the foolishness just on the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
But when Shani said I'm leaving, and she was like, and Jackie was like, oh, so are we going to stay out the duration, or you leaving in the morning? What's happening? She said, no, I'm leaving right now.
But
is your ass on fire? What the fuck is going on? Why are you leaving right now? And then what I really don't understand is Evelyn is the person who supposedly got that Airbnb is in her name, and she talk about, well, I'm leaving when Shawnee's leaving. But the Airbnb, why are you leaving?
Exactly.
But why are you leaving, daughter? What I don't understand. But if Shawnee doesn't want to be here anymore, that's fine. Whatever. I still think she should have went to that house and at least made a sincere effort to try and fix it with that girl.
Well, see, what really vexed me is Shawnee talking about space and peace and everything else.
You ain't had nothing but space and peace. You ain't confronted nobody about nothing.
But no, ain't nobody come over to your house with the bullshit. Y'all went over to Jackie and them house. I'm sorry, you sent your girls to Jackie house to bring them the bullshit. So I'm trying to figure out what's so ruffled in your spirit. But I want to know why the host ain't saying nothing, because why you just letting me and Abby talk? What this is? What did happen?
Well, I didn't want to cut y'all off. I mean, Abby, first of all, Abby went off. She went on one. That's number one. And then I was letting you get your point out because honestly, I just don't have anything new to add. I just feel like I just don't have anything new to add. I mean,
I really want to know, is that her sincere definition of colorism?
I get that editing takes place. I get that they're trying to save the show and that they are creating a narrative. I get it. I get all of that. I get all of that.
I just don't like that they playing with such a serious subject. I feel like that's not something that you should make a storyline. I'm sorry.
I just let her to go. I'm just letting her.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up. Let me mute myself.
No, I mean, it's just that for me, I'm still at the crux of the issue that I just don't believe it's colorism. I just don't. And so all the rest of this is just whatever, because and again, I feel like I'm saying the same thing every week. Do I think they treat her bad? Yes. Do I think it's some mean girl shit? Absolutely. But I think that this episode with the flashbacks, if that didn't show that it was just some mean girl shit and not colorism, I don't know what else. I don't know what else it is. When I remember that scene when OG walked in with that fucked up wig on and her boob hanging out the side. They weren't talking about her complexion of her skin. They were talking about her fashion sense. That's not fucking colorism. When I remember when they made fun of her toe hanging off the front of that damn shoe, that's not colorism. That's bad fashion sense. That's you buying shoes that don't fit your feet right. That is what that is. I remember when her and Malaysia got into it over the wigs, because Malaysia had a whole wig party to help her with a wig. To me, that is mean girl shit But I just don't. And if people want to say, oh, it's because your lights get fine, fuck it. I'm tired of arguing about it. But I just don't. And I feel like when, and again, I'm sure it was chopped and screwed, fine. But I feel like that's what they were trying to say to her. Every time she gave them an example and then the producers flashed back, I was like, so that's colorism because your ass showed up with your titty hanging out your shirt? That's colorism? That's what that is? No, that's you with bad fashion sense. And you probably thought you was tearing the house down. And you were not. You were not cute, ma'am. When they came after you for wearing the fake Louis Vuitton, ma'am, that's just you wearing fake Louis Vuitton. Is it mean girl shit? Yes, it's mean girl shit. But mean girls exist all over the world. We all went to high school with mean girls, mean guys. Maybe we were the mean girls or the mean guys. I don't know. When she said, get your black ass out the bed, that's an example of colorism. No, the fuck it isn't. It's not. Because they're not talking about black as in your complexion. I'm sorry. My mama said it to me. Well, she didn't say black ass. Mama don't cuss. But I mean, so for me, I looked at last night's episode and I was like, I said, I'm gonna talk about it on my live. I'm gonna go on to say it, let people say what they gotta say, and I'm done. They did call her Godzilla. Sure, that's not colorism. Godzilla wasn't black, he was green.
First of all, I had to get somebody to help me with the Godzilla reference because I thought that they thought it was colorism because Godzilla was the big monkey, the big gorilla. No, and they was like, no, Godzilla is a reptile. Dinosaur. So I still don't get how is that?
How is that colorism? It's a mutant dinosaur. No, I'm not. No, probably not.
It's referring to her as an animal.
Listen, and this is no disrespect, and this is no shade at all. I love Scotty to death, but Scotty said 2 weeks ago that he didn't know what colorism was, so I don't think that Scotty can school me on colorism. And I love Scotty to death, and that is no shade. But he said 2 weeks ago he didn't know what colorism was, so I don't know why I need to hear him tell me about colorism.
When you are
it's referring to her as an animal. Okay, but how does that make that colorism by calling her Godzilla?
Like if you had called her King Kong, then I would understand. I would get it more, but the Godzilla reference is kind of appropriate once they showed why and when she got called Godzilla. And I feel like maybe I'm colorist, maybe because I feel like if I was being mean and reading you and you was giving me all of this fever, I'd have been like, calm down, Godzilla.
And why is it okay? You know? Why is it okay for OG to always refer, and I know she didn't physically do it, but why is it all okay for OG to always threaten those women, but when they say she's aggressive, now all of a sudden it's racist and colorist? But she always talking about what she gonna do to somebody. I will end you. I will break your jaw. I will do this. I will do that. Why the fuck? I don't have no problem with her saying it. But once again, why are we putting it in a box? It's okay. She just fucking be threatening people. Oh, you want me on the nah, probably. Thank you though, but probably not. I'm sorry, y'all, and I know that there are people that disagree with me. I love y'all anyway, and I hope you love me anyway too. But it just, I mean, me and y'all disagree, and I still love him, and he loved me, and it is. We're gonna be here tomorrow talking about the Real Housewives. It's what it is. It's just for me. For me, and I knew this what this season was going to be, and that's part of the reason why.
But Young Rich, we do, but that's not true. They do get called out on their aggressive shit.
Lies.
Who didn't? Who didn't?
Lies.
Who didn't?
The majority of them never get it on camera. The majority. Now, when it comes to Jackie, they weren't holding Jackie saying that you're this, you're that. It was them saying Jackie is this, Jackie is that. Never once saying it to her face, Jackie, this is what you are. These are the behaviors that you're exhibiting. But we never heard that said on camera to Evelyn. We've never heard that said on camera to Tammy. And I love Tammy down, but we never heard them come at Tammy like that, nor any of the other.
Oh, they could. I could have. Now I don't. Now I don't watch it. I didn't watch it a lot. I was real hidden this during that time. But I thought there was a whole situation where they was calling Tammy a bully and all of these things.
Yeah. Evelyn, isn't that why Evelyn left the show the first time? Because of all of the publicity and all of the backlash that she was getting about.
I thought she left because she got headbutted by that boy.
Like episode and shit.
Well, no, it was because she got headbutted, but it was because of her. It was a mixture of both her and Tammy, but it was more or less her. All of the negativity, the dysfunction, her constantly throwing stuff at people,
which is aggressive, right?
Okay. Very, very much so.
Okay.
But again, they've never said that to her on camera. Shawnee can say, "I've talked to her behind the scenes." Okay, if you said you said it, if you said you did it, you did. But again, we didn't see it. Kristen can say, "Oh, well, she threw a thing some past my face, and I told her she was aggressive." Yeah, okay, you might have done it, but it never made it to air. Is all that.
So is that their fault or is that production's fault? Because if they said it to her and they were filming and it was never aired, whose fault? If a tree falls in the woods, did it really happen?
So are we really going to argue semantics?
I'm just trying to figure it out. My thing is you're saying that they weren't called out on the show.
On the show.
I would just like to say some maybe because in some of their aggressive moments, like in some of the moments that I have seen some of the super aggression, I in the same situation may have done the same thing. Like because but you can't let's not go by me because y'all know I choose violence all the time. Like if violence is one of the options, that's the one that I'm going to go with.
Right. Well, let me say this. We're gonna move. I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry, Abby. Finish your thought. My bad. I didn't touch off your thought.
No problem. So when that girl threw the table in Amsterdam, ain't that where it happened?
Amsterdam. You said Amsterdam. What is that?
I'm watching The Wire. Listen, just letting them have it. So I feel like it was something detrimental was said to her right before she picked up that table and threw it. Like, wasn't it like a serious situation, like a kids or something was happening?
No, all that is Malaysia did not like the fact that Jen was trying to say that she was lying when she knew that she wasn't lying. And she had it up to here. So you have that at the same time. You got Shawnee that is also saying, like, you've said some of these same things to me. So this right here is not completely far-fetched. And yeah, Jen was talking shit. But again, who the fuck think Jen finna bust a grape? Not nobody. And
yeah, you could have pushed her over in that way.
And look, I got it. Malaysia had these emotions and feelings and whatnot, and decided to pick it up and throw the dang on. Okay, cool. Now I'm not gonna lie. Was I here for the moment? Yes, the fuck I was. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely here for it. But at the same time, it's just like, in my opinion, I don't think enough happened in that scene to warrant that. But again, she was in that moment. I wasn't. I can't tell you how I would act in that moment. Because I don't know which version of my personality. I got several damn people in my damn head. I don't know which one of them motherfuckers you're gonna get at any given time. So I can't really say.
Listen, I understand. I've gotten into several altercations at church. So, who is me? Who is me?
So, all right. So I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on because I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes because it's 8:00 and it's Wednesday, and I got a lot of shows, and I'm behind. And as always, I'm behind. Anyway,
didn't nobody tell you to come on here late?
She gonna cuss you. You keep playing. You keep playing with her. She gonna cuss you.
Okay, the Xfinity man. Okay.
It's gonna become a whole aggressive moment. Listen.
Okay, so it's two things I want to say.
Okay, and look, if it becomes an aggressive moment, I mean, hell, okay, it's gonna be a light-skinned woman coming against a caramel complected, young man. All right.
And then it's gonna be colorism. I attacked him, and it was colorism. Anyway, notice two things.
No, because because if I argue back, then it's gonna go from it being colorism to why is this man arguing with a
Why is this
woman?
man
Right. It's gonna be
both of
misogynistic.
us, right? Both of us gonna be fucked up. Now, so let me say this. Notice two things that I have never done throughout this whole season. You can go back to the beginning from the very first review of this season, the very first time we talked about it on a live. I have never addressed the monkey comment, ever. I've never addressed it. I've never defended Evelyn. You have never heard me defend Evelyn, ever. Ever. I am not speaking on Evelyn Lozada. I am speaking on the culture of the show as a whole, and like what OG said last night, that there's a colorism issue. That is what I'm speaking on, right? So I understand, and people every time we do this live, somebody throws the monkey in the comments, and I very nicely
Really?
hop over it.
Not the monkey. They throw the monkey.
They always no. When I say throws the monkey, I mean brings up the Evelyn calling her a monkey.
Oh, I'm about to say, they bold over here.
That's always in the comments. And so it is not that I'm ignoring you. I don't want anybody to feel like I am ignoring them when they speak on it. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that I am not speaking on Evelyn as a person. I'm speaking on the whole thing, the whole issue. Because do I think Evelyn is problematic? You will never get me defending Evelyn's ass. Ever. Ever. Now, let me say that. The second thing I want to say is I put it up on the screen because this is how I feel as well. I feel like my opinion a lot of times about this issue is invalidated because I am light skinned. And I feel like maybe if I were darker complected, and y'all know I don't even like refer to myself as light skinned. So for me to say that, okay. But I feel like if I were darker complected, I feel like my opinion would be taken differently. But because I'm not, then I think it is automatically washed away. You just light skinned and you don't get it. You just light skinned, you don't understand. And so that part frustrates me as well. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to say, and I know a lot of people disagree with this statement, but fuck you. But colorism exists on both sides.
Thank you. I said that earlier in T's live, and the people gave me the business. They gave me the business about saying that.
Okay, no, I'm being all the way like again. This obviously colorism is a topic that needs to be discussed all the way on its own, but it exists on both sides. And here's the thing: as a darker skinned African American male, yeah, I'm not gonna. I've admitted on my video, I have exhibited colorism, but again, I was ignorant to it. Going off based off what I was fed. Yet at the same exact time, I've seen it the reverse way. So it exists on both sides. But all that I challenge everyone to do, real talk, is take some time out for self-reflection and really do some inward searching. And if you decide that you want to call someone ugly, rather than saying that I just don't find you attractive, then ask yourself, what about that person makes them ugly? And when you start to peel back the layers, you might actually discover a truth that you don't want to necessarily deal with. But we all participate in colorism. Not to say that you exhibit it, but we participated. And when we see certain things happening, when we don't call it out, it's not to say that we're guilty by association, but you're helping to perpetuate it and you're helping to keep this thing going. But again, take some time out, do some research, love on yourself, have a spa day, eat a donut, talk to Mother Teresa. I'm done.
I appreciate it. Two things that we really are gonna move on. First of all, shout out Lynette. Hey boo, and you've been on my mind.
Hey.
You've been on my mind, Lynette. I need to check on you, call you, maybe drive down the road and have a cocktail or two. I like what DC said, and I'm gonna let DC have the last word. Y'all know that maybe P be saying some good stuff too. So maybe P and DC will have the final word. Y'all know she's my legal correspondent. She said, if we're not willing to be elevated in a conversation about colorism, bring terms like discriminatory intent, discriminatory impact, implicit bias in the history of the show, then it's just emotions. And I can agree with that. And that's another reason why I want to thank y'all for continuing to come on, even though he knows he's the minority in this conversation, but he brings the history of the show. And that's why I said that it's not that I disregard what he's saying or even what you guys are saying. Helena, I see you in the comments, and it's not that I disregard you. I appreciate where you're coming from, and I appreciate anybody who's disagreeing with me. But I also think that we do need to bring, and I think that's where some of, and it may have been chopped and screwed, but I think that's where some of the argument from OG was losing me. Because when you come up with, well, Kristen, every time there was an argument, you sided with the light-skinned people, that's colorism, but that's not. That's not.
And words mean things.
When you say, oh, well, y'all made fun of the way I was dressed, that's no, it's not. But what you just said, y'all, is valid. When you say that somebody is unattractive to you and you peel back the reasons why, that's valid. That's a good question to self-reflect. I'm gonna let P have the last word because P my girl, and I know she's gonna give me some good stuff. Colorism defined. Definition of colorism: prejudice or discriminatory, especially within a racial or ethnic group, favoring people with lighter skin over those with darker skin under this system of colorism. Okay, that is a definition. Take it with you. We are moving forward. Okay. No offense, really, be all light-skinned folks didn't create it equal. It's not just light skin color, it's also one's features and hair texture. Okay. You're not offending me. You good. All right. But from what it seems like, we might not have to worry about the show coming back because we have one more episode, no reunion. And that's usually, listen.
Look at God. Come on.
Listen, Bell Collective got a reunion, so I'm just
2 episodes.
Tracy has a message for Life with Us TV. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I always love when people shout out people. They said, Tracy said, I'm a watcher and a sub on your channel. I don't always comment, but I enjoy your content. Be blessed. Okay. And I'm all for I don't have a problem with the conversation. Y'all know I don't walk away from anything. That's why I keep talking about this shit every week. I don't walk away from the conversation.
Okay, DC, but I think DC and Lil Baby, I think Jen Shah is unattractive because of what she has done to her face. All of the medical upgrades that she has done has made her face look the way it looks.
And I also think her personality, which is how I feel about.
Oh yeah, her personality's fake as hell.
Which is how I feel about.
Yeah, her personality. Yeah.
But that's how I feel about OG. OG's personality from the first episode turned me off. Yeah. So I don't think Evelyn is pretty because people think Evelyn is. I don't think Evelyn is pretty.
She looks like she got a stank attitude, like it's on her countenance. Right. You know how you can see a person who has like resting bitch face from across the room, like you can see the ugliness on there, even though they may have aesthetically pleasing features to 90%. There's sometimes a discernment in you. You can just look at them and you see it on their countenance, and you be like, "Oh, no, I'm not fucking with them."
Exactly.
Okay, so,
are you just logged in? What are you doing?
I'm here. I'm just on mute because I got a lot. I'm at work.
Okay, well if you gotta go,
my baby sounds stressed.
No. I'm letting my people do what they're doing, independent assignment, and I'm watching them do it.
Okay, well this is one that I know you want to chime in on. We're gonna go ahead and listen. I'm about sick of this conversation too. We're gonna talk about the talk one more again. Okay.
You know what? Hold on.
Because I'm about to unleash.
He said, I need a drink.
All right, let's go.
You ready? Okay. So
can I go first this time?
Oh.
Because Abby was about to go off again.
But it's only a short go off. It's only a short. Okay,
we're going to
see.
Wait. Abby, is this one of those where you need the whole screen?
No, I don't need the whole screen for this. This is
I would have given her the whole screen last time. I didn't know it was going there. I didn't know. Jonathan, for real?
Thank you, baby.
I'm sick of the two of them already, damn it.
Listen, so Sharon Osbourne, how very dare you still try to make yourself the victim out of all of this? Did you bring your raggedy ass on Entertainment Tonight and actually try and continue to make yourself the victim in all of this when you, oh my God, when you showed your whole ass on national TV? Are you that delusional? Are you really that delusional that you do not understand what you did. I was just defending my friend, and I don't understand. And I'm still going to get attacked. And even though I apologize, if you don't take them white privilege and them fake weaponized white tears and go sit your ass down, why aren't you dead yet? Why? Time has come.
She should be dead. She should be dead.
I'm just gonna take myself off the screen. Y'all, you want to take you off too, boo?
Listen,
I'm just
that is absolutely fine. I will stand on this. Ma'am, you are not the victim in any way, shape, form, or fashion in this particular arena. You are wrong. Your racist friend who walked his fat, white, pasty ass off the show and then couldn't get back on because he resigned. Both of y'all, neither one of y'all are victims. So you think that it is okay for your friend to get on to national TV and tell this girl that she's a liar and that she wasn't suicidal? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay for your friend to get on there and misgender people, talk about black people like they crazy, try and gaslight people about their own fucking experiences. You've seen your friend tweeting on the Twitter and saying all manners of crazy shit. You know that nigga's a racist. DC, listen. Yes, I said so.
Can we come back?
Come on back. Come on back. You know that nigga's a racist. You know he's a racist. You know he is. You know he is because you echo his sentiments and you know you're a racist. And you try to slap paint on it and say cutesy shit on this little pop bubblegum talk show, but shit got real, and then you pulled your full Karenness out for everyone to see, and now you're trying to backpedal and pussy pop off of it so you don't lose your goddamn job because your little geriatric rocker husband is running around probably still doing meth off of 13-year-olds' butts in your bathroom. You know what? Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, bitch. You are not the victim. And how very dare you try and turn this narrative to like somebody did something to you. Oh, stinking ass bitch. All right. I can come back. I'm good.
I might as well go on and finish getting this video demonetized. El Teddy, gone.
I don't have a whole lot. I mean, how do I follow that up? I really don't know.
I don't know how
At
you
this
follow
point,
that up. I don't.
At this point, I do not blame her anymore. I blame all of the television networks that continue to give her a platform with which to spew her bile and venom. You know what I'm saying? I blame what's my boy Frazier, his last name Frazier, the guy who interviewed her. I can't think of his first name right now. Kevin Frazier. I love me some Kevin Frazier, but Kevin Frazier, I don't need you to be stepping fetching right now. That's what I don't need you to be. I blame CBS. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah. You had to take out, a little libation, so you want to add to it before I say what I got to say?
The only thing that I have to say is when you look at spoiled milk and when you smell spoiled milk, it's really not much that you can say. And for me to even give her any more than that is giving her a lot. So and since this is your platform, and because I've shown my fourth point of contact talking about the basketball holes, I'm just going to just let you do what it is you do best.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to say. For those of you who do not know, the PR machine has been activated, and she went on to Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Television, whatever, and gave an interview where she wanted to explain why she was so upset. And like Abby said, again, made herself the victim. She said that, here's the part, again, if you were listening to what she said, here's the part that I'm like, you have totally thrown out your argument. She said back in April they had a conversation about race, and one of the people on the show felt like they were blindsided from a comment. It was about who can use the N-word and who can't, right? And it ended up with people crying. And she said that they made a pact that they would not blindside each other anymore with questions like that, so that people could be prepared, right?
To hide their racism. Yes.
So she said that as she was coming up the steps and they were getting ready to go on to the show, the producer or one of the showrunners asked her, is it okay if we talk about the Piers Morgan thing? Do you want to explain the Piers Morgan thing or something to that effect? I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote, but something along those lines. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to clear it up? She said, sure, whatever. So to me, as far as I'm concerned, you told them you were okay talking about it. Now, she said she got upset because when Cheryl asked her question, it was a question that was written on her card, but it wasn't written. It was written on Cheryl's card, but it wasn't written on her card. And then Elaine asked the question that was written on her card, but it wasn't written on Sharon's card. Let's say this, even if that's all true, you had already told the showrunner you were okay talking about it. So you mean to tell me you got that? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I'm still not on screen. My bad. You mean to tell me that you were that upset because you didn't know the exact question, because you knew what the topic was. You told them it was okay. So your argument doesn't hold water for me. And once again, we're right back to where we started. It's bullshit. You got caught up in your shit. You were looking for a scapegoat, and you didn't expect everybody to turn on you the way that they turned on you. You really didn't expect the backlash that you are now getting. That people are siding with Cheryl and they're supporting Cheryl Underwood and they're coming for you. And you damn sure didn't see Leah Remini, Holly Robinson, and Elaine Wentworth coming from the back. You ain't see that coming at all, baby. And so I guess I have to say at this point, what do you guys think the future is? Because at the beginning of this, I was like, oh, Cher's good. You know, she's going to turn on her white woman tears. They're going to go away for a couple of days, come back, and they're going to talk about, you know, the sun, the moon, the stars. They're going to talk about, you know, Biden throwing out the first pitch for baseball season or some dumb shit, and everybody's going to move on.
She's going to get fired. She's going to be asked to resign.
Comma,
I see it from the beginning.
I didn't see it from the beginning.
I saw it from the beginning. To me, the way that she attacked her in this climate was way too insidious. It was going to grow legs regardless. So I saw her getting fired from the very beginning. It was too insidious, and it was going to grow legs regardless. In this climate, I saw it coming.
I'm just happy that as much as I wanted Cheryl to give the Cheryl that I'm used to, excuse me. Even though I wish she would have done that, I'm glad that she didn't, only because of the simple fact that they can't do nothing to Cheryl. Because Cheryl sat there very poised, like the woman that she is, and let the other one just be all rah, 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 rah. So it's like, that's all I can say. Like, even though I really do wish Cheryl would have been like, who is you talking to?
I wish, because we know the real nigga is down in there. We know the real nigga is down in there. And she can get with you when she's ready.
Shout out to Quintessential, who sent, I think she sent it to you too, really, B. She sent me the message that Zeta Phi Beta put out about Cheryl Underwood as their 23rd international president. Shout out to her.
Yeah, they definitely got her back, and they are proud of her, as they should be.
No, she absolutely did the right thing.
I think we all feel the same way, that as much as we wanted her to cuss her the fuck out, we know she did the right thing.
Because Cheryl is not the, speaking of colorism, Cheryl, if she would have popped off the way we wanted her, she's not light-skinned enough to have gotten away with it. That would have immediately.
I don't know if there's any shade of brown.
I'm just saying that they would have jumped to it.
I don't think Elaine would have got away with that one, honey.
Listen,
she's biracial, so I don't even think she would.
Biracial.
She biracial.
First of all, I cannot believe this whole said.
Don't you?
Why can't white people say the N-word?
No, no. They were having a conversation about it. She didn't say that. She said that they were having a conversation about why other people can't say the N-word, and the conversation got heated. She wasn't saying that she was questioning it. She said, of course, we can't say it. I mean, of course, she's going to say that now. But she was talking about that's what the conversation was about, and that they agreed that they would not blindside each other and with that type of a conversation again. But again, I have to say, nobody runs that network. If the showrunners say ask these questions, you're going to ask these fucking questions.
Absolutely.
I've even seen, and y'all know I had to put a Whoopi reference in here. I have literally seen Whoopi pick up her cue card and go, I really got to ask this? Like, I've literally seen her say, this is a dumb question. But she'll ask it. She'll try to make it funny. She'll try to turn it into a joke. But I have literally seen Whoopi be like, so you don't get to tell them what you are not going to do on their show. Certainly not Elaine, who literally just got there. You know, she ain't been there a good year yet, I don't think. And yes, Cheryl has been there, but we know Cheryl's still the low man on the totem pole. So I just feel like I was just sitting here like, girl, really? And now Leah Remini is like, I heard her say all that shit.
And you know Leah Remini gonna tell the truth. She don't give a damn what happened.
She don't give a fuck. If she
don't give no fucks.
If she was up against the Church of Scientology, you know she don't give a fuck.
First of all, I would just like to give a shout out to the Lord because he knows who to test in that manner. Because I would be in jail.
But she said that, and I mean, like this is real talk. She said that, on Steve Harvey. She said, you would not believe the people who have reached out to me since that happened. She said, and I really believe that in that moment, God was testing me. God was saying, I got some things waiting for you. I got some things coming, and I need to see if you're ready for it. I need to see if you can handle it. Because she said they're going to be people coming for you because I'm about to put you somewhere and they're going to come for you. So, yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is the Lord be knowing, because the Lord knew for that white woman to touch my hair that day at that restaurant and not anyone else at that table, because you heifers. At that moment, I was the nicest person out the whole group. Because when that old white lady came over to our table and ran her hands through my braids and was like, you're so pretty. Your hair is so beautiful. And then proceeded to take her hands. Let me fix your hair. And run her hands through my.
And let's be clear, I was actually shocked. But this how the rest of the conversation went. We were, because you know how you get finished eating your meal and you just sort of hanging out, you just kind of talking. This is how the rest of the conversation went. We stopped and looked at that white woman and we waited for her to walk away. One of the ladies who was at the table with us got up while the people were still standing there and walked out the restaurant. I said, y'all got your checks? Like literally. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here.
First of all, we knew we was in dangerous territory because we ain't the first 24 hours we didn't see any other black people.
None.
Not another black person did we see in the first 24 hours of our getting to the destination.
And let's be clear, we had been to the gas station. We had been to a fast food. Well, we had picked up some pizza like the night before, some pizza and some wings from like a little spot. We had been to the Walmart. It wasn't even no black people working at the Walmart. We did not see our first black person until we went to the dollar store. Okay?
We were so relieved.
You knew you was in dangerous territory.
We were so relieved to see that black man get out there.
Right. It was like, and it was funny because he must have known, because we all reacted when we saw him get out the car and he just started laughing. We were like, oh shit.
We took a collective, you know how you don't know that you've been holding your breath and tense the whole time?
Man.
But the amount of relief that we saw when they saw that black man at the Dollar Tree.
I mean, we hadn't seen anybody when we, because me and Abby had got there that night, and then my other two friends got there. And so, we didn't see anybody that night when we first got there. It was taking our luggage out the car and all that stuff. So like we literally, we left and got something to eat. The lady had told us where a little spot was that we damn near missed and couldn't find that. Because, we were getting directions like when you get to the Moose Head, make a left. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
it was a mess.
Like, Abby, is that the Moose Head? She was like,
I guess, yeah.
And then we literally passed it, and I was like, is this it? Like, this where we about to get some pizza from?
Yes, little came to the street came to like a triangle, and it set on a little piece of land. Okay.
Right, it was like in the middle of the triangle. No, we were in Tennessee, girl. We were in Tennessee. All right.
Baby.
Well, with that being said, I want to thank, even though Lil Baby be giving me a hard time, Lil Baby was dropping that Avon link. Watermelon Sugar, as always, down to the front, dropping the link. I want to thank my guest, El Teddy, even though he's at work, he has come through. As always, Yocrates, thank you so much. And of course, Ibs. You guys, I know that most of y'all done got to put nothing in the chat to tell me. I know y'all done got your stimulus. Y'all
Happy
go hit
stimulation,
that Avon link. Y'all go hit that Avon link. Y'all go on and buy you some Skincer salt. Get you a candle. Go and get you some. They got some fragrances. I know that Lil Baby's still waiting for the brush. I don't know when or if the brush comes back. But go on and get on over to the Avon link and get you some stuff. Y'all go on and get y'all some stuff with the stimmy. Tomorrow we will be here tomorrow night. Myself, Yocrates, and Lil Baby will be here to have our live review of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Y'all is going to be on later on tonight. He normally does a live reaction immediately after he finishes watching the show. So
yeah, I'll more than likely be live.
Y'all make sure. Yeah, we're doing the benediction, Pacino. And please, y'all make sure that y'all are subscribed to all those you see on the screen. It is spelled the way you see it.
Before we go, Watermelon Sugar, is everything okay at your house with your son? Because I know earlier today he was finna be homeless. The little boy turned around and said, after she been paying all his bills, he ain't got no job, living on her dime. Talk about where my piece of the stimulus at.
Do you need us to send you some bail money?
So she was like, wait till your daddy get home and ask him where your piece of the stimulus at. And I know that means that you finna die, young man. You should, because she called her husband and told him, and he said, put him out the house. So is everything okay at Casa the Watermelon Sugar?
Girl.
Just a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Is everything okay?
Girl, that thing hit me in my spirit. Oh, she said he
left before his daddy got home. Child, he got good sense. Oh, bless God.
So he got a little bit of sense left because he left before daddy got home. He got a little bit of sense.
He better not come back before your husband goes.
Oh my God.
And he better leave again before your husband get up in the morning.
Oh, my. Really be. She said, Illegal said, really be. Don't be like Fashion Nova sending emails talking about.
It's the stimulus. They sent me one. Another fashion house that I shop from. They sent me a text message talking about it's the stimmy for me. Y'all not finna do this.
DC said, is it considered late term or not? You know what? On that note, we gone. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all tonight. I'll be later on. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.